So here we go with example 4. And with that, again, we're going to find the sum of the series. And because we're talking about the sum, that means we're going to deal with the S formula. And with this one, before we actually can do anything with it, we have to make sure that it has a common ratio. If it doesn't have a common ratio, we can't do this formula, because this formula is under geometric. So we have to figure out what the common ratio is, if there is one, and then go from there and see if it's less than 1. If it's not less than 1, we can't do anything. It means we just got to stop working and that's it. So here, if we look at each one of these, we know, first off, if we do A2 divided by A1, we know A2 is the top, this part right here, this A2, this is A1. Remember, we take the sign with it. It's important. Right, and that gives us a negative 1/7. And we know that because we divide both of them by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. All right, so then we try the next one, A3 divided by A2. And we make sure that gives us back the same exact answer. And again, it's going to cause us to do some type of keep, change, flip thing. So 3/7 is the third term. Negative 3 is the second term. And again, we keep the numerator, 3/7. We change division to multiplication. And then we flip this. And we know here that means the same thing as saying negative 3/1. So if we flip that fraction, that would be negative 1/3. Just flip it. So again, keep, change, flip. Oops, that's what we see. Keep, change, flip. Okay, so with that, we're going to multiply everything across, and we should have to figure out an answer. Or actually, I like to cross reduce if I can, so that I don't have to do extra work. So 3 and 3 go into. So 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 3 one time. That's what they have in common. And so we get a negative 1/7 again. Now when it comes to simplifying down like that, if you need to multiply straight across and then simplify, if you multiply straight across, you'll get negative 3/27 again. And then we already got that for the top part. So multiply straight across, if the cross reducing it makes sense. Multiply straight across and then simplify it down. You'll see that gives you a common ratio because they're the same number. So your common ratio is negative 1/7. And again, for this, we said that it has to be, that absolute value of that has to be less than 1. If it's not, then it means we can't do this one. So let's do the absolute value bars here. Absolute value. So it has to be less than 1. That's from the formula. So here, for you to do that, absolute value of negative 1/7. And we ask ourselves, what happens with the absolute value bars? It takes whatever's inside and makes it positive. If it's positive, it stays positive. If it's negative, it becomes positive. So here, since it's a negative number, it comes out being a positive 1/7. And is that less than 1? Yes, it is. So that is true. So that means since that is true, now we can do the problem. We can do this formula. Oops, sorry. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this better. 1/r. 1 minus r. Sorry. 1 minus r. Alright, so now we do is to substitute the values in and we're done. And simplify it down and all that good stuff. So, we know A1 is 21. We know here R is negative 1/7. It's the negative 1. And so since we have two negatives together, let's go ahead and make this a positive. Huge plus sign right there. Plus sign. Right, and then let's go ahead and finish it up. Let's work this bad boy out. So we get 1 plus 1 over 7. And in order to be able to combine that 1 and that fraction there, you have to have common denominators. So let's have common denominators. And with that, in order to have a common denominator, you must make a fraction from that 1. And we know, as a side note over here, we know when it comes to making whole numbers into fractions or ones to fractions, do like a 1, you know that's anything over itself. So that's 5 over 5, 10 over 10, or even 7 over 7. And since our denominator right here is 7, in order to make this into a fraction so we can combine it, we have to make that 7 over 7. So let's go and do that part really quickly. So that's 21. This one right here changes into 7 over 7. Just make sure everybody sees that. So that's what we did there. We changed it up to 7 over 7. Alright, then now we just have to finish it up. And I know you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so much work. Oh. You still got to do it though, guys. Come on. So we multiply it straight across. We get 8 over 7. Then we have to still simplify it. So we do keep, change, flip. So here we do 21 times 7 over 8. So we did, again, keep, change, flip. You know, 21, same thing as 20 over 1. And the best thing to do is go ahead and multiply this straight across so we get a final answer because nothing's going to cross reduce it. So if you do that, it gives you 147 over 8. Now, if you want to go ahead and just come here and put that directly in the calculator, that's fine. But I would advise you again to do the alpha y equals when it comes to your fraction bar here. And you have to do alpha y equals again for this fraction bar. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You can either do it and work it all out like this, or you can put it to the calculator at this point. And it'll be okay either way.